I'm Thomas from ProductIP. In this video, I will tell you how you can use and adjust documents risks. Well, so far you might be familiar with the progress bar which shows the status of the requirements list from the file. Unfortunately, the progress bar provides too less information with respect to missing documents. But above all, we want to know which certificates or documents are missing to prove compliance with all listed requirements. Thus, throughout the platform, we follow a document-oriented approach. So we replace this progress bar with a status block that indicates how many documents are still missing. The color of the block indicates the compliance risk. Red is indicating a high risk, orange a medium risk, and green a low risk. The compliance risk level is generally set to high by default for all documents. You can adjust this to medium or low for specific documents by your own and under your own responsibility. You can adjust the risk level for missing documents also only for specific projects, file groups, product risk levels, and product categories. Well, some examples. The red block with number 13 inside means 13 documents are missing, at least one with a high risk. Orange block with number 5 means 5 missing documents with a medium or low risk, at least one with a medium risk. A green block with a number means documents are missing with a low risk. An empty green block means all documents have been collected. Purple means no regions or product categories have been chosen yet. And a gray block with a number inside means there are missing documents, but the deadline of the file is 6 weeks in the future. So you can also adjust this time in the settings later. An empty gray block means that regions or product categories haven't been chosen yet, but the file deadline is 6 weeks, more than 6 weeks in the future. And last but not least, a white block means that the file hasn't been activated yet. So one of the advantages of using the ProductIP platform is that we monitor all relevant directives, regulations, standards, so that you are always up to date. So far we displayed a green check mark or orange or red circle with an exclamation mark to indicate whether the technical file was still valid for the next reorder. But this status symbol often was misunderstood as the general status of the technical file. The very prominent red dot gave the impression that something was wrong with the technical file. But in fact, it only meant that the file was no longer valid for the next reorder because requirements has been changed or certificates were no longer valid for the next order. So we will not show the status symbol anymore, but instead we add the reorder expiry date and an extra column. This column shows the date from which the file is no longer valid as a proof of compliance for the reorder because requirements had changed or certificates were no longer valid. And furthermore, by clicking on the date, you will see an overview of all expired documents and changes in the requirements list referring to the reorder due date or per today if the date is in the past. That's all, and now we go onto the platform and I will show you some examples. I have prepared some technical files for you. As you can see here, the new indication of the documents risks means of the status of the file. Purple means that the requirements list is incomplete and you have to select a product category or region, for example. White, as I said in the introduction, means this file has not been activated yet. So this is still in pre-draft mode, as you can see also here. And here you can see the red block with the 3 missing documents. With high risk, as I said, it is set per default on to high. And here we have 1 missing document with high risk for each test report. As you can see, also I have made 2 technical files with different roles. With one technical file, I'm the manufacturer or brand owner, and with the other technical file, I'm a distributor, for example. I used the file groups function to define the role. So where can you set other levels? As I said, you go to the company settings, documents risks. And here, for example, you can add a reach test report. And set it, for example, to low for a specific file group. I say distributor. So that means that for this file where I'm the distributor, the reach test report is low risk for me. Save, ready. So we look to the technical file again. And as you can see here now, we have a green indication of the status because the only document which is missing is the reach test report, which I have set to low risk. Yeah. This is one possibility to use the new documents risk settings. Another thing what I want to mention is that you can use different risk levels, compliance risk levels for your documents. For example, we had another one. For example, picture of product. For example, we set it to low for specific risk levels, maybe for the risk level medium. All articles with medium risk, I will set the document category picture of the product to a low compliance risk. Now, save. And you can add the same document additionally, but with another compliance risk, for example, for risk levels of the article with high risk. Yeah. So you can see we have one and the same document, but with different compliance risks depending on the risk level. And let us look now. Now you can see in the block, it's still red, as you can see, because there are 2 documents with high risk missing, but it shows also the medium risk document, the document which we have set to medium risk here. And here nothing has changed because here the picture of the product is not missing. So you can see, so you can define your compliance risk levels for all documents which you want to have in your technical file. That's all. Stay tuned and see you in the next video.